Welcome,
Hello.
everyone.
Hello.
Happy Monday.
We're back.
We're back.
The gang's back.
The gang's all here.
All right,
How
fellas.
we doing today, Big Nick? How's your weekend?
Oh, it was busy.
Yeah.
Can I get a little house
Get it
update
off
in
your
real
chest.
quick?
Go get a house
Let's
update
get a
in.
little
Get it
house
off your
update.
chest.
okay?
Before we start, we got to do a little housekeeping.
Yeah. So before I get into that, the biggest part of the weekend was Juliet's birthday party. She had some of her closest friends there. I catered it. I did Italian. Did some sausage, peppers, and onions. Did some meatballs.
It's fucking Italian.
Chicken's eating broccoli and antipasto with prosciutto and mozzarella.
Wish I was there. Wish I
Bye.
was there.
So I had to do a big birthday for her. So we did that Saturday night. Now, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, boy, oh boy, is Big Nick becoming the American house homeowners working life guy. However the hell you want to call it. So I left work early on Friday. Had to help a guy take down a pool. We took
You're
down the
taking
pool.
down your pool. Was it an above ground pool?
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
All right, in-ground, forget. I
Yeah.
set dynamite on it before I did that.
Yeah.
I don't have the patience for an above ground pool. I'm not going to use it enough. So I just said, you
But
know what? If you want it, you can have it.
I can imagine you though, sitting out there with a nice cold
On a Palma,
Palma
On a
in your
Palma.
hands, on a floaty.
I got a better one for you.
All right.
At some point, there's a jacuzzi going in.
Ooh. Okay.
At
Yeah.
some point, I just feel like a jacuzzi would make more sense.
Now you're talking my language.
Okay? Because we have the hookup for the jacuzzi already. To
Gotcha,
Go. All you
yeah.
gotta do is get a jacuzzi. Mm-hmm. We're gonna cross that bridge when we get there. We got
Maybe
a lot
in time
of
for the
projects.
winter.
What's up?
Maybe in time for the winter.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see
Ooh.
what's in the budget. So, Sully, G. Louis, Simon. Oh, I got too many S's.
Too many
Come on,
S's.
bitch. But yeah, we're gonna see how it all goes. We got to build a deck. There's some shit that's got to get done. So we got to see what's in
You've only been there for not even a month now,
Yeah.
so you got
Oh, it was just I didn't paint this weekend. This is my first weekend I
Wow.
didn't paint. I
painter
was
Nick
too busy.
didn't
I was too busy weeding. I was too busy whacking. I was too busy smacking.
You were hanging
It's
out
been
with Casey.
whacking,
You were
huh?
hanging out with Casey this
Wow.
weekend.
Too big whacking.
Whack.
You were
Killed
hanging.
her husband. Whack.
I didn't know you were hanging out with Casey this weekend. You were weeding.
Oh.
Gotcha.
Oh, I was high as a kite with sweat.
I can imagine.
Oh man, this
but
weekend
yeah.
was hot. It was hot out.
Oh, it was. I was out there pulling weeds for a few
Oh.
hours. It was-
You did outdoor work
Bad.
this weekend?
Bad.
Oh yeah.
Bad.
Taking down that pool. Woo-hoo!
Yeah.
Man, I did nothing
That's when You wish
outside.
you had a pool after.
Yeah.
Right in after.
Oh, I took a fucking cold ass shower. Just let the fucking
Yeah.
shower run on my face.
This weekend was the first time I took a cold shower in a while. Like, cold shower.
Oh yeah.
I stayed inside as much as I could this weekend.
I don't blame you.
Smart guy.
Yeah, saw some movies.
Smart guy.
Yeah. I did go out to the beach on Saturday though, because the beach is cooler.
Well, I'm losing 2 weekends.
Yeah,
I'm going
next
to Myrtle
weekend.
Beach this weekend.
When do you leave for that?
Leave Saturday.
Saturday.
Leave Saturday. Yep, that's a spoiler alert, fellas. I won't be here next week. I'm going to Myrtle Beach next week. So
I'm not here Friday again.
Gee Louise, so we got to make Wednesday really count.
Wednesday's gonna be a
I
great
say
show.
Joke of the day for an hour. Fuck topics.
Just
I'm
all
down.
jokes of the day.
Fuck topics.
I'm down.
But all right. So without further ado, let's get along with this show. We got episode 443.
Booyah.
Buying.
Booyah.
All right. Make sure you like and subscribe. Turn those notifications on. We got the whole gang here for today. They should be all back here for tomorrow. Then we'll do some personnel decision making for the next week.
Yes.
That's okay. No problem. Next man up. You know what they say.
Next
So
man up.
without further ado, we'll let Johnny run down what's going on. And I'm sure there's a few topics that we're going to talk about. And I'm going to let my boy Simon talk about one of them. Because he was a witness to a massacre
Oh, no.
of a disaster.
You went Friday?
You went?
Bet your. You
Oh God! Oh God! We'll talk about that. We'll start the show with that. Before we get into that, we got some housekeeping. No YouTube videos coming out tonight. Tomorrow we got a Rey Mysterio quiz.
Yes, sir.
20th anniversary quiz coming out on Mustache Bros Wrestling.
Shout out to you, Ray. 20 years is a long time.
And then we also played What Do You Meme on our main account. Tomorrow video coming out for that. Go check that out. As always, if you're listening to this as a podcast and want to go over to see us, our smiling faces, we got 10 people watching right now. We've 10 people. Got Amanda, our usual is Amanda, Sunny, Ethan, David, the guys normally in the chat. Amanda asks if we want any Memphis souvenirs.
Amanda.
Shot glass is always a nice souvenir.
what am I gonna say? No.
Yeah, I mean, hey.
Like if you're gonna get something or send something our way, please.
We'll
Please.
take what you got.
I've never been to Memphis. I'd love a souvenir.
I've never been either.
You know,
Been to
me and
Nashville.
John. I've been to Nashville.
Been to Nashville too.
Hopefully, I'll be back there soon.
Ooh, some barbecue sauce.
Ooh, anything drinking related, I'll take off your hands.
Yeah. But if you want to be part of the conversation, go subscribe to our Patreon, become one of our loyal Patreon members. We got exclusive podcasts, exclusive videos, exclusive TikToks, all go up
Oh, yeah,
on our
absolutely.
Patreon. So check those out there.
Review.
And we got some great content behind the paywall. But let's get into the show. We got a lot to talk about today. We got a lot of Boston-related stuff to talk
Yeah,
about.
you have a lot of Boston related. stuff.
We got to start with Simon.
We'll start with Simon.
do it.
So the Red Sox are in an absolute free fall right now. Absolute
John.
Why? Because
free
why?
fall.
Why? Because they suck.
They do suck.
Because they blow.
So they've lost 9 of the last 10 games, including getting swept this weekend out of the All-Star break by the Toronto Blue Jays, losing the game on Friday 28-5.
4 touchdowns.
4
Against
touchdowns.
a safety and a field goal. How
Yeah.
about that?
Uh,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, a little football reference.
I mean, there's
right
no
there.
football. There's no football team in Toronto though. So I
Oh.
can't really. I think what encapsulated the whole game was Jaron Duran's play
Oh my word.
in center
that
field.
was it. There was. I understand it was 10-0 at that point, but like there was 0% chance the Red Sox had any hope of coming back after that.
That's just the most embarrassing play I think
I
I've
would've
ever
left
seen.
after that happened.
I would have fucking subbed him out right after that.
I would have cut his fucking
He
ass.
should be cut. That is such piss poor. Losing the ball is one thing, but then just watching it go and just standing there and not making any effort. I understand we talked about, it and he was like, "Oh, Verdugo was gonna get it." Blah blah blah.
You still run
There
after
was
the ball.
0 effort involved in that play, and for that he should be ashamed of himself. He should be embarrassed, and he should be cut.
Especially with the 2 outs in the 3rd inning.
Yep.
It was a 6-0 game at that point. 6-0. So like, you make the
Still
play.
reasonable.
It's the game's within reach.
Still reasonable.
But it was embarrassing. He let the ball go over his head. Doesn't run after because he says, "quote He thought Verdugo was closer to the ball than he was." But he's standing there
Open
for.
your fucking eyes. Just look to your left.
Said I
and
might
see
have
he's
run
nowhere
into
near
him.
it.
The ball's on the ground, bro. It's not in the air.
So what was the mood
Embarrassing.
like at the stadium? What time? When
So,
did you
yeah,
leave the game?
Do you mind if I vent for a bit here?
Go vent.
So,
Please, please.
So, I was at the game Friday. My dad is in a season ticket pool, and when they do a draft every year, he happened to draft this game on Friday night.
So where were you sitting?
so
Mr. Irrelevant.
so
draft.
they are nice seats. It's down the first base path, but closer to home plate on that side. So unless it's a ball deep in right corner, you're seeing everything with a great view. You're like staring right at the monster. So for the other night, that was awful to have that, but normally it's fantastic. So we stayed through the 5th inning when it was 25. But right before that Jaron Duran play that you brought up, when it was merely 10-0 in the 3rd inning,
Merely
my
10-0.
so they have this club for these season ticket holders, this restaurant that you can go to before the game called Rooters. It's behind the pesky pole. So we went, and my dad left his credit card there. He realized
Oh,
in the third,
no.
he realized in the 3rd inning. So he takes the long walk over to get it, and then
he
all
get
that
it?
he did get
Solid.
it, and then all that Jaron Duran stuff happened. So I'm left there. I'm left there by myself.
Oh, no.
Dude, I am sitting there
You
with
didn't have a shoulder to cry on.
I'm sitting there with my jaw dropped for 10 minutes. It
Yeah.
was unbelievable. Then he finally came back. I was like, "Please tell me you got your credit card because I need some good news." And he said, "Yeah." And he said, "Yeah, he got it." But man, I mean, I was thinking to myself, I could go to another professional sports game of random choosing for the next week over however many years, and I'll never see a more embarrassing performance from a professional team ever. And for Jaron Duran, like, not only to not show the lack of effort and the lack of professionalism, but like, you're a second-year player that's not good.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you've been a
Yeah.
historically
Fighting to be in the.
you've been
yeah,
you've been a
you're fighting to
historic
be
you've
on
been
the
a
main
hi-
roster.
you've been a historically terrible outfielder. You're in the leadoff spot by a product of Hein Bloom's awful offseason moves and the fact that this team is just thinned out by injuries right now. Like the
TJ's
post game,
not coming back this
the
year,
post game comments he treated like he was some multi-time All-Star who's like some commodity. Like Jaron Durant's an embarrassment, dude. I'm so over that
Why
guy.
is Jackie not playing center?
I
Well,
didn't
the
understand from the get-go.
so the idea is that it's harder to play Fenway in right, so they want to move the stronger outfielder
Okay.
to right field and put the weaker guy in center. Which, I mean, it's a short right field. I get it, but that triangle's tough back there too. I don't know.
There's so
Jaron
much
Durant
room
can't be
back
playing
there.
center field. That's
So I'm
That's
gonna
the
read a
thing.
couple of fun stats from this
They're
game.
done. Can we say it?
They're done.
I will say, at least you got to see a game full of history.
I mean, you're sitting
did.
there kind of, and you're like, do I
Record-
want him to score 30 at this
Record-
point just
no,
for the
it,
history?
It gets to a point where like you're
Just
down
give
by
him home
so
runs.
much, you start cheering for the other team. It's like run it up if you're going.
So
to.
I want to read some fun facts from the game. So
Flush.
Lourdes Gurriel led the team with 6 hits, tying the Blue Jays record with most hits in a game. Also during the game, Lourdes Gurriel made himself a fruit cocktail. Got himself some little pineapple,
Yeah,
little
saw that.
fruit
That's-
juice,
I would
made
do the
himself a little
same thing.
cocktail
I would do the same
while
thing.
watching his team rout the Blue Jays, rout the Red Sox. Danny Jansen homered twice. Ramel Tapia drove in 6 RBIs. Each player in their starting lineup had 2 hits, with some having 3 or more.
Nice.
Baldy started that game too.
Yes. And to make matters worse for the Red Sox, the last 2 games heading into the All-Star break, they lost to the Yankees on that Saturday. They lost 14-1.
Yep.
Then they lost 13-2. Then 28-5, making their run differential for those 3 games -47, which is the worst over a 3-game span in the modern era.
Unfathomable.
High and below 'em, baby.
Yeah.
Let's
And-
not spend any money.
And then Bogarts is gone. And
Devers
they're
is
gonna
hurt
get
now,
rid of
too.
Devers.
The team's going to sell now.
They're gonna
It's all
sell.
flipped.
They're gonna
gonna
sell.
It's all flipped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then
Crazy.
they also lost 4-1 on Saturday, then 8-4 on Sunday.
The turnaround from.
JD Martinez will get traded.
They're
This is-
probably going to get rid of most.
Evaldi's
guys.
an expiring too. Christian Vasquez, who's had a great
Just
year.
It's funny because the Nats last year were in a very similar boat where come July they were starting to build up some momentum. They were looking good, and then Kyle Schwarber gets hurt. They have a really rough July. Brad Hand throws like 4 games for them at the closer spot, and then they're looking at themselves. Excuse me. And they're looking at themselves at the deadline, and they realize we're not going to be able to compete. We got to sell, and so they sell hard, and they sell Trey Turner, they sell Max Scherzer, they sell, pretty much anyone of any value
Kyle Schwarber.
is gone off the team. Kyle Schwarber, Jan Gomes, anyone who had slight value on the team was gone at that point.
Trey Turner.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah, Turner. Yep. So if you want to look at them, I think the Red Sox are in a kind of similar position where you have a really, really rough July, and that's going to cause you to sell. You could trade JD, you could trade
Xander.
you could trade Xander,
I'll tell you
could
what, they're not
trade-
buying at the deadline. That's for damn sure. They're not buying.
and still they are only 2 games out of a playoff spot.
I'm not even.
I think it's 4
I'm
out
not
of a
even-
wild
I'm
card.
not
now.
even
I think it's 4 or
entertaining the
5.
thought of them making the playoffs.
They are.
Oh, by the way, they
3
have-
games out of a playoff spot.
Next up, they have the Guardians, Brewers, and Astros. So
Nice.
have fun.
Nice.
Yeah, before
Yeah.
the deadline.
Fun being a
It's
Red Sox
crazy
fan.
how they were in Game 6 of the ALCS last year and brought back like most guys. I mean, their lineup isn't too different, and then
Should have improved with Story.
should have improved.
Schwarber,
Yeah, should have.
Schwarber's hurt. Him leaving is hurt.
Schwarber leaving really hurt. Obviously, Chris Sale kept
You
getting
don't have a
bumped
fucking
back.
first baseman that can hit.
You don't have a first baseman that can. They don't have
Or that can
outfielders
field.
catch. You
It's
don't
been
got-
it's been the worst historically for the Red Sox. They have not had worse production at first base and right field than this year.
That's awesome. That's so
Crazy.
awesome. I really
Yeah,
hope.
no
If only they
problem.
had like a right fielder that they had that could have signed and could have solved that
Could
issue.
have fucking just
Yeah.
re-signed Mookie and been done with it.
If only.
Yeah,
No one comes to mind.
Um,
But talking about better days now
yeah,
of Boston Red
I'm
Sox,
hoping.
Yeah, you want to know what better Red Sox days are? Fucking September 8th, first Patriots game.
Oh hell yeah! I'm hoping that the Orioles.
That's how you move on.
I'm hoping that the Orioles overtake us in the standings and somehow sneak into the playoffs over the Red Sox. Because I feel like they're more deserving of it. They're playing with
No, they
heart.
don't. They're not deserve
They're
it.
playing with
when your
heart.
payroll is $40,000 less than $40 million
Good.
less than what Max Scherzer makes
Good.
in a year.
Good.
You don't deserve
Send
shit.
them to the
I have no
playoffs.
problem with the O's players. I have a problem with the O's front office and how it operates.
Now I have a problem with the Red Sox front office and how they operate.
Yeah, they could
And
have
for
done
that,
more.
I want the Orioles to slap us in the face some more, kick us while we're down,
Here's the problem.
set the house
All right,
on fire.
and I'm not calling out Simon on this. I'm calling out people who go to the games. Nothing will change with the Red Sox if you keep showing up to baseball games.
No, I mean nothing will change.
Nothing will change. No matter how much they suck, no matter how much they rock, they will always be there. They will always pay the money for the games. It will not matter.
And John Henry gets what he wants.
it doesn't-
It becomes
will
part of the
not matter.
the team
They
just
don't give
becomes
a
part of the
fuck.
portfolio.
It doesn't. They don't give. They don't care. Just generally, it doesn't matter if you go to games or not. Go to games if you want to go to games.
might go on Saturday.
If you want to go to a baseball game, go to a baseball game. Like, don't let the team.
I'm going for
Don't
the
protest. Do what you want to do in life. Enjoy sports.
You want to spend that kind of money to watch a team that
Cheap.
they
They're,
literally-
no, Nick, they're really cheap now. The tickets. They're
Let's see how
really
much tickets
cheap.
are
$40 I saw for Saturday.
for tonight. What's supposed
$3?
to thunderstorm?
That's awesome. If I can get a ticket for like $30, $40 for
The
Saturday,
team
I'm
circumstances combined with the
I see
heat, like,
26 tonight. Is the cheapest. You were lied to.
down. There were
There always are
student
boot
nights
student
tonight.
nines. Yeah, I don't know. Go to baseball games.
Listen,
Enjoy
sitting in
it.
Fenway is still amazing.
Eh.
However,
I'll go for the experience.
Yeah, tickets aren't that cheap.
Bring your wallet.
Bring your wallet, yeah.
Bring your
Bring
soul.
everything.
Yep.
Bring your life.
Bring your
But in
Social
other Red
Security
Sox news, David Ortiz
Yeah.
is inducted into the Hall of Fame. First DH ever.
He was the
to be
first. I
inducted
didn't
as
know that.
First
First
ballot.
ballot.
Second-
Oh,
Edgar
first
Martinez
ballot.
was the other
Gotcha.
one who's been inducted. Yeah, Big Poppy finally gets his day in the sun. Whether or not he deserves is another question. Whether or not he took steroids is a very good question that people like to gloss over with him. He did take steroids. People just don't like to talk about it.
Oh, of course he did. I'm
Yeah.
not saying he didn't.
Yeah.
But I mean, so did Barry Bonds. He should be in too.
Yeah. I still don't believe David Ortiz is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Just he was really good at hitting. I mean, like, here are his career stats. I mean, great career stats: 286, 552 OPS, 931 OPS. Sorry, 552 slugging, 931 OPS. Career 141 OPS plus, 541 career home runs, 1,700 RBI. Great career, David Ortiz.
Yeah, he also
Can
wouldn't do
you
in the postseason.
can you look
Mm-hmm.
up his stat line from the 2013 playoff run?
Yes, I can.
Because I saw a tweet the other day of his split.
Well, his World Series,
World Series
yeah,
splits.
6 games. He hit 688 with an 1948 OPS, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs. He went 11 for 16 that playoffs.
Crazy. That's pretty good. Yeah, I saw that. I thought that was nutty. Yeah, I mean, listen, he's in the Hall of Fame.
Well, let's be honest.
Definitely-
If they didn't put him in, they really wouldn't have had any
I don't
big
know
names.
who
No, it would have been no one. What else would have made it?
Tim Kirchin got in as a
Yes, he did.
corner.
I like that.
Yeah,
Good for
I
him.
did see that. Yeah, hey, I mean, it was some good news to come out of the Red Sox this weekend, I guess.
Needed
More
it.
people were tweeting and focused on that than the game on
Yeah.
Saturday for good reason.
Even if the Red Sox were relevant, they still would have done that though.
It's so I hate how they scheduled the Red Sox game was going on at the same time as the Hall of Fame ceremony. I know that's just how it's going to be, but like, kind of stinks.
That's why you make a choice.
It's true.
More Boston sports to talk about now. This is a big Boston. I feel like we talk too much about Boston sports here. I wonder why.
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on.
yeah.
Going on to more Boston sports. This morning, 3 in the morning, Woj tweets: the Boston Celtics have been entered into the Kevin Durant sweepstakes. Then at like 7:30, Shams tweets that the Celtics sent a trade offer for Kevin Durant of Jaylen Brown, Derek White, and an unprotected draft pick for Kevin Durant. Now the Nets have declined the trade, which they should, which is right. But there seems to be a little bit of smoke there. A little smoke. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Dante, how are we feeling about these rumors?
Yeah, I want to get Dante's take, and then I got something to say.
Jaylen Brown, Kevin Durant, Derek White. 3 names that we've been talking a lot about this morning.
I've
I
only
woke
been
up
talking
at
about Derek
4
White.
o'clock this morning because my stomach was killing me. And I'm starting to think that it wasn't what came out of me that was what woke me up. It was this.
The
They
inkling.
wanted to wake me up so I can see this. Here's, if you guys don't mind me just
Go.
giving a little
Go ahead.
explanation, just like getting this all out there so people aren't confused by the words I say. Jaylen Brown. He was drafted in 2016, beloved by Boston fans. Maybe not night of draft night. He was booed on draft night. But since then, he has become someone that Boston fans have grown to respect, love, someone that has improved every single year of his career. You can say what you want about, some of his performances in the playoffs, whatever, but matter of the fact is he was one of the more consistent guys for our team in the finals.
Much more consistent.
More consistent than Jason Tatum, exactly. Jaylen Brown's name has been brought up in trade rumors since he's been in Boston. Jimmy Butler, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Anthony Davis, even fucking Kyrie Irving at one point. The list goes on and on. But he's never been traded because him and Jason, they work well. They work well off each other. I love Jaylen Brown, but let me tell you something. Nobody in the NBA is untouchable. No one. Jaylen Brown, as much as I would love for him to, stick around for a while, continue to improve, when Kevin Durant is available, and you got to give up someone like Jaylen Brown, you do it. Now, I would love Kevin Durant on the Boston Celtics because he is top 15 player of all time. Just to be safe, I want to put in the top 15 threshold. 32, 33, has 4 years left on his deal, so it's this upcoming year and then 3 years after. So he'll be 37 his last year of his deal. At least half of those years, you're going to get solid production from KD. He averaged 30 points a game last year. Jaylen Brown, I don't think will ever scratch 30 points in his career. If you could put together a package of Jaylen Brown, a role player, so someone like Derek White, 1 first-round pick isn't going to be enough. I'd say 4 to 5 first-round picks. Absolutely, I'm driving Jaylen Brown to Logan Airport. I'm picking KD up. Anything past that, though, once you start playing around with Marcus Smarts, the Robert Williams, the 2 or 3 guys off the bench type of scenario, that's where it's getting a little dicey. Because me and Johnny talked about this earlier. One thing about the Boston Celtics that they discovered last year was their identity. Sometimes, you have really good teams in the NBA, but one thing some teams struggle to find is their identity. What type of team are they, right? Are they a offensive minded, defensive minded? They play through their stars. Like, every team has an identity. The Celtics found out that their identity is defense. They were arguably the best defensive team in the NBA last year. You have that figured out. When you start trading guys like Jaylen, Marcus, even Robert, it's one thing to get rid of Jaylen for KD, but once you're starting getting rid of like defensive player of the years, guys that are building blocks, that are like anchors for your defense, that's when you're really starting to shake up the team. And let's be honest, the Celtics right now are favorites to win the NBA championship. They are, right? They currently are the favorites to win. They don't need Kevin Durant. Do they want Kevin Durant? Yeah, that's a whole other thing. They don't need Kevin Durant. In this sense, they offered Jaylen, they offered Derek in the first pick. It's a low-ball offer. But the Nets, they start counting like, hey, we want Marcus, we want Rob, we want this and that. The Celtics don't have to do a damn thing. They can just be like, all right, cool, we're out. Like, we're not going to do anything. But the biggest issue I have with all of this is that Jaylen's name is, again, thrown around again, and we're probably going to mention this anyway, but he tweeted out SMH not too long ago, shake my head. So he obviously knows, seeing the rumors, seeing the tweets, this and that. Apparently, this was from weeks ago, like even when the Kevin Durant, when he first said he wanted to trade. Apparently, this trade offer came through then, and it's just coming out now. I'm hearing that the Nets want to start, getting that value back up there again, people to enter, throw more offers at them for the KD sweepstakes. Who knows? But as far as I'm concerned, a deal is not going to get done if the Nets want more than Jaylen Brown and like they want Marcus and all those guys. But if it comes down to it, you can just give up Jaylen, a role player, and picks for Kevin Durant. You do that every day of the week. It makes you better. I know the age difference is there, but Kevin Durant he's that guy. He is, and he makes you a championship team. So
Jaylen Brown, the guy you're going to trade for him, locked him down in the playoffs.
Yeah. I mean, I would. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like you look at those two teams, like the Celtics swept the Nets. They swept them in what was one of the closest sweeps in NBA history. It was only decided by like 16 points or something. No one else on that Nets team besides Kyrie and KD were going to do anything. So KD was bottled up. He was rattled. I mean, he had a hard time getting the ball in other guys' hands. He had to do a lot of mostly everything. And, Jaylen was a big reason for that. But it's like you bring KD to Boston, man, he's not coming in to get his 30 points a night and get his 20, 25 shots up. He's buying in. Ime was his Team USA coach.
He also coached on the Nets, too.
And he was an assistant on the Nets. Kevin Durant's a basketball head. At the end of the day, he went to the Warriors and he bought into their system. That whatever you want to call their system, he bought into it and it worked. I think you're not going to get defensive superstar Kevin Durant, but you're going to get a guy that's going to give you effort on both ends of the floor. So I don't think this is going to happen. I don't, but it's interesting to hear that the Celtics have thrown their name in the hat at some point in time.
You're just pissing Jaylen off, though, too.
No, I feel bad for him because his name has been thrown around a lot. At the end of the day, bro, I mean, it's a business. Everybody can get traded at any given time. So I understand he's upset. I would be too, but that's the nature of it. It is. So
yeah,
that's all I have to say.
That's all?
That's for now. If you guys have questions, you have something else to throw at me, I'll answer. But I want you guys to talk about this now.
Big Nick, I know you have a different point of view.
I don't like trading for an older Durant that I think is going to fall off.
I mean, he's shown. You think he would have
34
fallen off?
He's going to be 34 when the season starts. Look it up. He's going to be 34.
Yeah, he will.
when the
He's
season
gonna be
He will be.
34 and it starts. Yeah.
You think he would have fallen off after he came back from this Achilles injury?
Probably one of the best comebacks from an Achilles
One of the
injury.
best comebacks. Some players are built different. Some players have proven that they're built different. I think until Kevin Durant or until LeBron James or until those guys prove they can't do it anymore, you gotta assume they can do it. Because these guys, Kevin Durant's going to be as a top 10 player of all time. If he gets traded, he will be the best player to ever get traded in NBA history. I mean, outside like your Kareems and
Sure.
in modern NBA history. You have never seen anyone get traded of his caliber before. You talk about how you only have him for 3 years. He's 34 years old. All this stuff like
window
that.
just got very small.
But
It did.
Jalen is only under contract for 2 more years. There have been signs all throughout, even before this, of him being a little disgruntled with the Celtics front office.
Yep.
You can only assume of what you have in a player. You only have him under contract for 2 years. You get an extra year of team control with Kevin
You
Durant.
get an extra year of a better player.
of a better player.
And that's the thing,
And
too.
the question is, in the next 2-3 years, which player puts you off? Which trade will put you in a better position to win a championship in the next 2-3 years? And it's 100% Kevin Durant. 100%. 99 out of 100 times, Kevin Durant is the better player than Jaylen Brown.
I'm not questioning that.
So-
I'm questioning longevity.
But longevity, if you want to win a championship in the next 2 to 3 years,
You went to the finals last year with Jaylen
yeah,
Brown.
That's
but,
true, yeah.
You're talking about the difference between a 3-year window potentially and a 5-year window potentially. If you, let's say, hypothetically keep
Because
Jaylen.
if Jalen leaves, the window is
Closes.
It's yeah,
And you get nothing out of
it's
it.
pretty closed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it comes down to, and it's like I've seen Boston fans on Twitter all day, bro. And do not get me wrong, I'm a huge Celtics fan. There are times where I might be biased, but if you can't see past just straight up hypothetical, Katie for Jaylen Brown, you're saying I just have a hard time I understand he's older. You're talking about the fall off, but it's like Kevin Durant is just he's much better than Jay. He just is.
Kevin Durant is he's still a top 5 player of all
And
time currently.
can we also just mention this? You are going to have a team with Kevin Durant 7 feet tall. Let's just get that out of the way. Jason Tatum, borderline 7 feet tall too. You're going to have a 3 and a 4 that can play. Jason Tatum, I mean, probably could play 1 to 4 probably. Kevin Durant could play probably 2 to 5. You got guys that can play almost every position on the floor, can shoot from anywhere on the floor, can drive, can dish, can do everything. That is unstoppable. And Jason Tatum's going to be able to learn from one of the best, if not the best, scorer of all time. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Man, you're talking about having a defensive identity. You're going to be one of the best defensive team in the league still. And offense, don't even get just those 2 guys alone. You're all set. I love the idea of it. I don't love the idea of getting rid of
if
multiple
you're able
starters.
to keep smart,
but
if you're able to keep smart in the trade,
if you're able to keep smart, absolutely,
You do it.
absolutely. I love Jalen. I absolutely love Jalen, and I'll root for him wherever he goes at any point in his career because he's a great guy, great bat. He does amazing stuff for the community of Boston. Off the floor, he is one of the most genuine, just one of the best guys in the NBA. He's part of the NBA PA, all that stuff. Great community work, this and that. Amazing dude. But when it comes down to it, the goal is to win championships. And if Kevin Durant puts you that much closer to winning a championship, you do it. You do it. So that's where I stand on that. That's how I stand. Everyone's going to look at it different, but that's what I think. So I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen, but
yeah.
we'll find out.
All right. Well, that's what we got to talk about for that. Moving off sports for a second, we'll talk a little bit about Kid Cudi.
Kid Cudi.
I don't know if you guys saw it this weekend,
We
but
went from Boston to Kim Cudi.
Kid Cudi, yep,
Kim Cudi.
Kim Cudi. Kid Cudi was performing at Rolling Loud this weekend.
That 5 times says.
Kid Cudi. And the fans were relentless to him.
Yeah.
For
whatever reason.
Forever, they threw So they're giving out water bottles before the event,
Mm-hmm.
and there was like little water pouches, and fans were just throwing them at each other, and then they started throwing them on the stage. And Cuddy
got
is like,
hit.
he got hit.
He got hit.
And at first he's like ignoring it because like he's performing and he wants to be there, but then he gets hit. He's like, all right, if anyone else throws another fucking bottle on stage, I'm walking off. And someone threw a bottle at him, and he's like, all right, I'm out, and dipped.
Yeah. I think though I
Don't blame him.
wouldn't
Don't blame
be
him.
shocked if they were like Kanye fans because
Yeah.
he replaced Kanye.
And, you know, they
even
had
though
their
Kanye
beef.
came out later on in the
Uh-huh.
night or something like that.
Yeah. Sounds like Rolling Loud's a fucking mess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of these like music festivals and stuff like that.
Have you ever been to one?
I've been to like Warp Tour and stuff like that, which isn't nearly as big. It's like a music, I guess it's a music festival, but it's not like you're gonna crowd like there's not like tens of thousands of people surrounding one stage. It's like maybe a few thousand, but yeah, I've never been a fan. Also, I feel like I'd be super claustrophobic in those situations.
Yeah, I've been to Boston Calling.
Boston Calling.
Yeah, that one's like it's easy because like it's in the city.
Sure,
So I don't have to
sure.
go anywhere. Didn't have to camp out. Got to go home afterwards. Like I wouldn't camp out for a music festival.
No, absolutely
That's
not.
way too much.
I wouldn't go camping, period.
You want to go
That's true.
camping?
Yeah.
No, I'm not a big camper.
Fuck camping. You ever heard of the Holiday Inn? We're chilling at the Holiday Inn.
I might be going camping in September.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Where?
I don't know. Vermont.
Vermont.
Yeah.
Gonna go look for your honey.
Anyway.
Well.
Well. But yeah, it was pretty.
Rhetorical question.
I don't know why people would do that to Cuddy. He's a good guy.
Dude, he literally like is such an advocate for like mental health and just like helping people get through like hard times. People that are depressed, deal with anxiety, suicidal thoughts, and all this stuff. And he's like such a good dude.
He's coming to Boston
When?
in September. Tickets are $60.
I've never seen him in concert before. I'd actually love to see him.
you wanna
in
go?
concert. I actually would go.
I'm looking for someone to
Is
go
it
with.
TD?
Yeah, TD.
You easily can convince me to do
All
it.
right,
yeah, let's
word.
look at tickets.
Let's
Yeah,
look
I'm
at tickets.
absolutely down. I'd
Yeah,
love to see
yeah,
Kid
it's-
All the
Cudi.
guy dinner for Sheila.
It's,
Let's get dinner first. Why not?
It's
Take a night
Cuddy,
out of it.
070 Shake, Don Tolliver.
Don Tolliver. Okay.
I think he's opening for him too.
Okay. Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad show.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Dante and Johnny are going on a date. Ladies
Yeah,
and
woo! It's about damn time,
It's
baby.
it's a Saturday too, September
Oh.
10th.
Beautiful.
Send pics.
When is
Yeah.
it? September 9th?
10th.
Oh, 10th. Oh, calendar's all cleared open for that.
Cleared open?
Word. Yeah, let's look into it.
Let's look into it. I have the Ticketmaster link right here.
Definitely.
Big Dick Joe.
Ooh, Big Dick Joe Kelly.
What did it say? 2020.
Bronx Fantasy League.
Oh, that's
Big
awesome.
Dick Joe Kelly.
Damn, that's very
Nice.
cool.
Um,
Yeah.
All right.
So fuck everyone that throws water. First of all, fuck anyone that throws water balls and stuff on stage to any artist. Like you're fucking paying money to see that
Yeah.
person live, and you're just gonna disrespect them like that. Like get out of here, bro.
Yeah.
Have some respect.
yeah, I mean, people are pissed that he left, but like,
What do you expect? He got railed by a water bottle. He got
He even
nailed.
warned. He's like, if you do it again, I'm done.
He, and
Yeah.
he was very like vocal
Forgiving,
about
yeah.
it. He was like, if you throw one more fucking wall at me, I'm walking off, and then pause for a second, and then boom, gets hit with one. People are assholes, dude.
yeah,
People are assholes.
people are
Call somebody
assholes.
ruining it for everybody else.
Yeah, literally ruined it for everyone else.
Yep. All right, next topic. Speaking of ruining things for everyone else, NASA says
Let's
astronauts should not masturbate or, if you will, blast off in space.
Why not? They're fucking all the way up.
The reason they say is because female astronauts could accidentally get impregnated by stray fluids.
Getting hit with strays. Gotta watch out for these.
Boom, Ashley.
strays out there.
Boom, Kendall. Boom. Boom, triplets. Boom.
Well, like, what are you doing this in the
let's go fuck
living
a
area?
mask.
Like, are you not doing this in your own private section? Like, you're doing it in front of everyone?
Yeah, let's go up to Mars. We'll blast stuff up there.
What the fuck?
So apparently, so this is on.
You know, for Cinemax, this called Mars.
I knew you were
So-
gonna field day with this one.
This is from the Conan O'Brien podcast. He was interviewing a NASA engineer named Smith or Smythe.
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 Smite the Smith.
But apparently, just a small amount of fluid let loose aboard a spacecraft could be huge problems. 3 female astronauts. Fluid.
You know.
Fire fluid. gas fluid, something else kind of fluid.
You know, fluid.
Super premium.
Oh, it's premium, all right. Oh, it's premium.
So apparently, 3 female astronauts can be impregnated by the same man on the same session. It, quote, finds a way, he said.
Love always finds a way.
Love finds a way.
Love always finds a way.
So, yeah, so don't jack off in
don't
space.
jerk it in space.
Don't blast off
Man.
in space.
Good thing I'm not going to space.
Brother, you're in space. Sometimes you're in space for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
You're I don't know. I don't think I could ever do it.
Go to space?
No.
Or not jack off?
It's not even that. It's just you're away from like a significant other or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like you got a wife and you
Perky days.
you can't get yours. I mean, it's like what are we doing? It's like you gotta have some strength, my friend.
Some strength.
You gotta have some strength,
Conviction.
and strength that I do not have. Do not. So I'll let the astronauts do astronaut stuff. I'm gonna stay down here on Earth and not worry about strays. My strays hitting. Not happening.
Thank you, Dante.
Thank you. Just wanted to make sure we're all on the same page.
All right,
We're on the same page.
we got a couple more topics before, animal fact of the day, Big Nick. We haven't asked for an animal fact yet.
Yeah, people, you got about 10 minutes-ish. Find us an animal to talk about. If not, I'll come up with one.
All right.
Out there.
So more topics about, we're going to start some topics about money stuff.
Money.
A 19-year-old Australian woman was fined $1,800 over a Subway chicken sandwich.
Chicken sandwich.
So what's the most you'd ever spend on a sandwich?
The most I've ever spent on a sandwich?
Yeah.
Or will ever?
Would
or
ever spend?
$20, depending on how good it was.
$20?
$20.
I'd spend $20 for a sandwich.
Mm-hmm. Well, according to the New York Washington Post and Serendipity 3, a store in New York, they sell a sandwich for $214. But that's not
How much?
$214.
Damn.
It's a champagne bread, gold flake sprinkled grilled cheese, and it's the world's most expensive sandwich. However, this girl's Jessica Lee had an sandwich that was over $1,800.
That's fuck you money. That's when you have fuck you money at that.
So she
point.
wasn't intending to spend that much money on it.
Oh really? The bill
No,
came.
I wasn't-
What is
I
it? The
wasn't
bill
ex-
came and it was at 1,800 or something like that.
So what happened
I didn't
was,
expect to stay at the Ritz-Carlton, but I found myself there.
yeah. So she was flying from Greece and had a layover. She was flying back home to Australia. She had a layover in Singapore from Greece. And at the Singapore airport, they found a Subway restaurant. And they waited in line for it. And she didn't finish her sandwich, so she brought it on the plane with her. And she asked the airline representatives before she got on her flight if she could take the sandwich on the plane. And they said it was fine. However, but because she did not declare her sandwich when she entered Australia, it violated the country's Biosecurity Act. Like, you know how they say you got to declare all,
Yeah.
fruits, whatever you bring into the country. So she brought, poultry. She brought, produce in her sandwich. She didn't declare it. And that was an $1,800 fine. Yep.
They just throw.
This is why my ass stays in the States.
This is-
I
they-
have no idea what the fuck I'm breaking.
They're just throwing these fines around like there's no tomorrow. You think about it. So I'm thinking about most money I've spent on a sandwich, right? Like think of like games, like baseball games, basketball games, because everything's overpriced at that stuff.
Yeah.
I probably definitely spent at least $20 on a sandwich before. I had to have. I mean, I go to Panera and I get a chicken sandwich that's like $12, $13 every time, so I'm already more than halfway there. So at some point, I definitely have had to.
There's a sandwich place by me called Mortadella Head.
Uh-huh.
And you can get like garlic bread on
It
the
sounds
bread.
phenomenal.
You get
It
like,
sounds really good.
Oh my god, it's so good. It's like $12 a sandwich. Get with delivery. I mean, like you get delivery. Get sandwich
get
on
delivery,
delivery.
too?
I mean, if you're lazy,
Yeah, that's true.
get delivery. Then it's costing like $20-$25.
Yeah, with delivery, that's
Yeah.
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 How was it though? Quality?
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. So worth it.
How close are you to it?
It's like 10-minute drive. I could drive there easy.
That's not
but
terrible.
I don't.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yep. Because I'm lazy.
Does everyone have like a go-to sandwich shop in their town that they like? If you're like if you know you want like a sandwich or something, like you're going there, like over any other place.
Definitely not in my town. But
Well, like not in your town, but like one that you go to. You could drive to another town, whatever.
I wouldn't do it now because I live too far from it. when I used to live where I used to live,
Mm-hmm.
again, we're gonna keep all this shit PG. I don't want you fuckers know where I used to live. No offense.
Fair.
Fluscinetti's, Italian. Oh, mamma mia. Fluscinetti's in Waltham. Great shit. Unbelievable sandwiches. $7-8 a sandwich. Unbelievable. Chicken parm, meatball, Italian, great Italian. Oh, Fluscinetti's.
Want me to throw something at you?
Oh,
Regatta Deli in Worcester, Mass.
gotta.
has the best fucking Italian sandwiches you will Nick, remember the place used to be over here and you said they'd stack them?
Buds?
Buzz wasn't that good.
Brother. So all I'm going to say
Buds
is
was big.
this is like
They're
Buds.
big, yeah.
But it's actually good. Bro, their sandwiches are like this. And you're paying like $12, $13. You have half of it, that's a meal. That's a meal. You don't need the whole. If you eat the whole thing, you're a madman. You're a madman. I can't even eat the whole thing.
Who the fuck you
So
calling a
good.
madman?
Not you. Not you. I'm just saying though. If you eat the whole thing, props to you. Could not be me.
There's a grocery store down the street from me that has like a little deli, and they make really good sandwiches. I went this weekend, got
They're all
a.
mom and pop grocery stores, right?
Is it a chain or
Yeah.
is it like
no? It's a local.
those are the best
Yeah.
ones for sure.
Yeah,
Those are the best ones.
And they got like a punch card. If you get like 10 sandwiches, get one free.
Bro, there's a pizza place near me. It's like 5 minutes from my house, and it's like Greek. It's like they make like Greek style pizza and stuff. But they make a fucking chicken parm sandwich that'll fucking have you.
Knock your socks
That'll have you
off.
calling your grandmother and saying, "Why couldn't you make it as good as these people?" It's
What do you mean, drafters fucking doesn't have good sandwiches?
no, not right. There is nothing from that place that they can make that would make me call my grandmother and ask me why she couldn't make it as good as them. But no,
Do you get food from drafters?
yeah, you can. They make decent. They make pizza.
Yeah.
It's hard to make a bad pizza. Like, it's not the best thing you're ever gonna eat, but it's not bad. Like, it's pizza. They make wings, which again, it's not gonna be like premier. It's not like you're going out. Like when you go in there, you're not going there to get food. You're just going there to get drinks, and then you have this food on the side, which is tolerable and it's affordable too. It's not expensive stuff. Pizza. But yeah, you can get food there. It's not terrible.
Yeah. Well, I think someone just dropped a comment. I think
I
the topic
see.
we need to talk about.
I see that,
Let
yeah.
me get the other mustache bro down here real quick.
John,
We got wrestling.
get your ass down here.
We're gonna talk a little wrestling real quick.
I hear him go, yes, Dante? We got some wrestling to talk about.
Here, take
Yep.
my seat.
Can you believe it?
Yes, we're
Brother,
talking Vince.
are you watching it on Patreon right now? Yeah.
$70 a month or whatever.
Nice. You can sit there, I guess, because there's camera there.
Camera 2's not even on.
Hey, who's the fuck's asking?
Well. All right.
Keep going. I'll look at it.
So Vincent Kennedy McMahon, who has founded, built up, and made WWE what it is today, retired. I heard all. Yeah.
Oh.
What?
Vince McMahon. I just hear you go over there and go. You thought,
I went over there.
yeah, I get that.
I tried.
I appreciate the curiosity.
That's why I rolled over there.
I appreciate you thinking of us doing that. But anyways, so Vince McMahon retired after, my God, being in charge of. All right, that's fine.
Oh, that's
Oh no, it's not.
So small.
Oh no, it's not. Wow. Okay.
That's the sausage, peppers, and onions all weekend, baby.
Okay. So yeah, obviously there's been some news over the last few months about Vince McMahon, and some not great things about him. And this is probably something that was expected, but also like it's crazy. Vince McMahon has been the head of WWE forever. He's been a big name figure in sports entertainment, sports in general forever. I mean, he's just, as far as money goes, very powerful in that sense. And yeah, I think that there's going to be a lot more stuff that comes out about him. And this is kind of just like him stepping down, just being like, I'm not going to put any more attention towards the company, the product. I'm just going to let this, whatever happens, and he's out of the spotlight in that sense. His daughter, Stephanie McMahon, and this other guy, Nick Khan, they're co-CEOs now.
Didn't Brock Lesnar also leave?
So what happened? So when Vince McMahon they announced his retirement, he sent out a memo to the talent. Brock Lesnar was he did still show up. He left SmackDown. It was in Boston this past Friday as
Oh,
well.
really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had no idea until I watched it.
Would have been a cool one to go to, especially because of the end. you
Yeah.
know?
So Brock Lesnar left. He did leave, and then because he's Vince's guy, like he's literally like only there because him and Vince have a great relationship. Vince retired. He left, and they got him to come back because they have a big match in less than a week, and it's just kind of like, yeah, just. If you want to leave when this is all done, like your match, sure, but like let's just get this. Let's just close the door on this. Well, like don't be unprofessional.
It
like
did
you've-
make for a fucking pop at the end
Dude,
of the night.
'cause no,
though, when
everyone thought he
came,
wasn't gonna show
Even
up.
the announcer, I mean, obviously the announcers played it up, but they're like, we thought he walked
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
And that part was at least real.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure. I mean, it was a legit pop because everyone thought he wasn't going to be there. But yeah, so he's gone. Stephanie, his daughter, and this other guy step up, and now Triple H is head of creative.
Interesting.
And he is someone that people have been wanting to lead be ahead of that for a long time because he was head of NXT, another promotion, WWE, which was when they were around and he was in charge, by far the best product they had out. So now he's in charge. He's going to be in charge of like the storylines and all that stuff, which I'm sure we'll see it after
There's rumors of Kevin
SummerSlam.
Dunn leaving too.
Kevin Dunn,
He's-
John Laurinaitis is probably
Yeah.
out too. He was another guy that was tied in some allegations as well. So they're cleaning house, as you can say.
This could be huge.
Dude, I think WWE, and plus they're going to go back to TV 14 soon.
Rumored. but
Rumored
yeah.
to be, but let's assume they are. WWE, they're headed to a whole new era right now. It's very interesting.
Exciting.
Are you? Yeah,
I am.
Are you excited
I am
for
very
the future
excited.
of WWE?
I've been saying. I think I said it last week even. I don't want the guy to. I'm not saying. God forbid something happens. Knock on wood. But like, the day Vince McMahon like steps down or dies, bro, like WWE is in much better hands. It's just the truth. He's still a big stakeholder. He still has all this money in it. But like, as far as being in charge, he was like ruining the products. He's so out of touch. But
I mean,
now
we've
he's
been-
out. So
we've been big AEW guys because it's like it's just better wrestling and better like everything. And now, it's time for a change.
Time for
And
a
I think
change.
it's-
Time
I
to
think it's gonna
shake
be more
things up again.
It's gonna be a little competitive. It's gonna be more entertaining. I think it's gonna be huge.
yeah, I'm very excited for it.
So when do you think you'll start seeing some of these changes?
So they have their big pay-per-view SummerSlam on Saturday, and that's usually like their second biggest show of the year. I would think after that, the night after is when you'll start to see like fresh new storylines, fresh new feuds, this and that, and you'll start to see it's gonna look and sound a little different than what it was.
Raw's
before.
on tonight, so it's gonna be even curious to see if there's gonna be anything.
Also,
notice.
so Stephanie started the show on Friday. They were like, co-CEO is going to open the show, blah, blah, blah. And all it was her saying, let's take this moment to say thank you to Vince for all the things he's done. And everyone
call
goes, thank you, Vince.
So they
Thank
called him
you,
Vince, not
Mr. McMahon.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
called him Vince.
Yeah.
And this was
It's a real
basically...
scapegoat he has with the character.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, big time. I thought that was basically him just being like, hey, I wanted to do this, but you step in my place. You know what I mean? Vince, like, I would go out there and acknowledge the crowd, but you go in and get everyone to do that. So, yeah.
Money's
crazy
staying in
times.
the family though.
Money. Hey, I mean, he's still a shareholder.
Yeah.
He still owns a lot of the company, most of the company. So he'll stick around in that sense, but
Just keep collecting.
he'll
Yeah,
keep collecting.
It'll be interesting now to see if it gets sold. Like if like Disney buys it.
I think eventually
Disney
they're going.
buy wrestling?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Crazy.
Amazon Prime, come on.
Well, I can realistically see them being bought out for like 5 to 10 billion.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Not a million.
Billion. No,
Million?
they billion. A lot of money.
Everyone rather-
And I saw a
We
rumor
saw
that
that shit.
The Rock he might get a group of investors and buy WWE. Yeah.
Well, he's already got the XFL to take care of. What's
Hey, he wants to be Vince McMahon 2.0. Vince had the XFL. He's got the XFL.
True.
Following his footsteps. Yeah.
Never know.
So yeah,
Crazy-
that's what's
crazy
going on in
stuff.
wrestling, and all this shit comes out hours after we record our podcast.
Literally.
I don't like
yeah.
understand. This happened. We've dropped 7 episodes, probably like 4 or 5 episodes. Something big happened, like right when we're done filming.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
crazy. So
MBW
we're gonna
curse.
have to figure that out. Figure that one out.
MBW curse. Cool T-shirt, by the way.
Cool T-shirt. Yeah, I like it. Looks good on you. All right, that's wrestling. So I think, do we want to do another topic, or do we want to get into?
Let's just get into animal facts.
Do we have an animal?
We have a couple animal suggestions.
All right,
First of all,
fire 'em up.
Dwayne's here. Hello, Dwayne.
No
Yeah.
dicks.
No, we got Axit.
What?
I don't know how to pronounce this guy. Let's just do honey badgers.
We've done honey badgers.
All right.
That was very recent.
What about
Yeah, and that was a great one. That was a
what
great
about
one. too.
tardigrades?
who?
A what?
Water bear.
Definitely haven't done that.
Water
one.
bear?
Tardigrades.
TARDIGRADE.
TARDIGRAD.
Tardigrade. What the hell is this thing? Look at that motherfucker.
Oh wow.
You see that motherfucker? Look at this
Oh,
fucker.
yeah, that's like the whole fear of the ocean thing. I gotta see that thing before I die, before I drown. Get out of here.
All right, tardigrade. Here we go. Never even heard of it. Tardigrades, known as water bears or moss piglets, are a 8-legged, segmented micro animal. They were first described by the German zoologist back in 1773, called the little water bear.
Okay.
Would anybody like to
I
know
can
how
see
the
that.
water bears reproduct?
Sure.
Please.
Reproduct.
Most water bears require males and females to reproduce. Same like humans, lions, tigers. I mean, fucking, that makes sense. Need a pussy and a penis. Got it. Makes sense. All right. Some males place sperm, well, I would hope that's what's coming out, directly into special sperm storing organs, shout out to fucking space, on a female's body. That makes sense. Better than a male's. That makes sense. Some females have special structures that are inserted into the male. Huh. Okay, we're not going to go in the water anymore, Nick.
Note to self, not going in the water.
Allowing them to grab sperm inside the male's body. Why do you got to grab it? We'll just give it to you. You don't need it. All right, reproduction city. That's the reproduction stage. All right. Size. They can be up to 0.002 to 0.05 inches tall. They're not very tall.
What?
They're not even
How's
that
that
big.
possible?
They're micro animals.
That small though?
Yeah.
This,
Are you serious?
like this.
Really?
Little fuckers.
Wow. Maybe I'm not. Okay. I can
Water
go back in the
bears can
water.
range from 0.002 to 0.05 inches to 1.2 millimeters long.
Oh, these things.
But they usually don't get any bigger than 0.4 inches, 1 millimeter,
Wow.
according to the World Tardigrade database. Whoever does that, get a life. All right. Lifespan. The tardigrade may be little, but they are the toughest form of life on Earth. The water-dwelling microanimals are known to be able to live up to 30 years without food or water. How's that possible? You're swimming in water!
True. Very true.
They can endure temperatures of up to 150 degrees Celsius, the deep sea, and the frozen vacuum of space.
Ooh.
There you go,
Wow.
deep space.
Okay.
Wow.
You can
Yeah, I can
find these
survive in
fuckers
space.
Imagine
anywhere.
5 million of these fucking things crawling up your fucking leg.
I'm taking off my helmet. And I'm just gonna let the space take care of me.
All right. Are telegrams immortal? On land, they are also present in sand, form roof wetlands, and fresh water. Their life is not really known. However, tardigrades are able to stop their metabolisms and become immortal.
What?
They can stop their fucking metabolism.
What? Why can't we do that? Just stop my metabolism. I'm good to go. Keep rocking and rolling.
Are tardigrades fireproof? Tiny but tough, tardigrades aren't as indestructible as previously believed. These micro animals, which lived in both fresh and salt water, are famous for their ability to survive extremes that would kill their organisms. But new research now has found that the creatures rapidly wilt under heat. That makes sense. We all wilt under heat.
Hell yeah.
All right, let's see. I don't care if they can survive a nuke. Let's see.
You can't just brush over that. They can survive a nuke.
All right, fine. I'll read it. Fuck it.
Yeah, that's
I don't
pretty
care if they can
interesting.
survive a nuke. I'm sure they
Brush
care.
past that. That's pretty fucking impressive.
Gun tests show tardigrades probably died after Israel lander crashed on the moon. They can survive temperatures close to absolute zero. They can withstand heat beyond the boiling point of water. They can shrug off the vacuum of space in doses of radiation that would be lethal to humans.
Wait, can you read the first sentence for me again? Through what testing? Gun test?
test show.
Gun tests.
Gun test.
What is-
that
what are they
Tatagrams
fucking shooting
probably
at them?
died from Israel lander crashed on the moon.
What the fuck? What are these things? Are these aliens?
They probably are.
They might be.
They might be little soldiers.
What the fuck? They're spying on us, bro.
All right. I'm gonna give one last one here because it says, "Do these things have brains?"
I don't know. At this point, I don't know.
Tardigrades have a dorus brain atop a paired ventral nervous system. The brain includes multiple lobes, mostly consisting of 3 bilateral paired clusters of neurons. The brain is attached to a large ganglion below the esophagus, from which a double ventral nerve cord runs the length of its body. I just got totally lost.
Well, me too.
All right,
Me too.
I guess they have a brain.
Good for them. It can't
All
be.
right,
That's
so
not
that's
big.
it for the tardigrades. Tardigrades.
I feel like I learned a lot today.
I didn't even know these things existed. So
Yeah.
even before I even talked, whoever had that suggestion, thank you for putting it in there.
Charles did.
Charles, we appreciate it. I'll be in Charleston on Saturday. So that was like it was meant to be.
Yeah.
All right.
We got a couple more minutes. We're a little short today.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
We got
Any
some
questions?
Let's see what we got. Some questions.
Any questions? or
Dwayne is in the
comments?
comments. He asked, "Have you guys seen Nope yet? The Jordan Peele movie."
Nope.
Rory has.
Roy, you want to give you a quick review of Nope? Nope. Your review? Nope review?
Quick
You want to
review.
give a quick review?
Yeah, get
Oh,
Rory
yeah,
over
come
here.
on,
Come
mate.
on.
Have you
Me and
been on
Rory,
the-
me and
have
Rory
you
both
been
saw
on the
Nope.
clip before? A few times, okay.
All right, we got Rory hopping on.
No,
Yeah,
please,
Yeah, feel free.
please
Please,
piss people
please.
off.
Feel free to. Rory,
Yeah.
we both saw Nope this weekend, and neither of us were terribly impressed by it.
No, I wasn't impressed at all by
He
it.
wasn't impressed at all by it.
I feel the fire in his voice. Keep
Uh,
on rolling.
I went on and I read his review on Letterboxd, and it was pretty scathing.
I might
Jordan
have,
Peele
I
as a
might have
whole.
called Jordan Peele a hack. I just don't think Jordan Peele is good at directing horror effectively. I don't think he's ever directed one effective horror scene.
I think Us had some good horror elements to it. I think that I was watching him talk about it today, and he said something about horror. Like the best thing about horror isn't necessarily the scare; it's the build up to the scare, and that was kind of all of Nope. That it
but
felt
none
like,
of it-
no, but
did
Nope
you ever
never
feel
paid
like
off.
any tension at
No,
all?
no, it didn't ever feel scary. I wouldn't even qualify that as.
It's like he was trying to
Horror.
make Jaws, but he just doesn't have the chops
Yeah,
to do that.
yeah. He was talking a lot about Jaws too.
Chops.
Nice.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
that a lot.
I mean, yeah, the whole
I
thing
like
felt
that.
like a Jaws kind of movie where like there's a force that you didn't know, and there's a message that he was trying to relay there in the movie, but it just was mudded.
I don't think he actually has anything interesting to say. He
Interesting.
wants-
I
I think he's
think-
bought into his own hype.
I think he did have something interesting to say, especially with like Get Out. I think
Did you not like Get Out?
I'm like, okay.
Okay. Okay.
interesting. I love Get Out. I think it's one of the best movies of 2010s.
I think it was good as a comedy, not as a horror film.
I think it's good as a satire. If you look at it as more as satire, more or less than a horror, because it's not horror, it's not scary. It's a thriller at most. But as a satire, I think it's excellent. But I think he needs to. We were talking about this before we saw this on Thursday. How I said like Jordan Peele is best when he realizes that he's one of the funniest people to ever live, and he uses the comedic elements of his storytelling to not necessarily make it a comedy, but make it more of a satirical.
Yeah, and I was happy that he seemed to lean more into comedy with Nope,
Yeah.
but none of the jokes landed. For
No,
me. Like, I
no.
didn't laugh at all once.
Yeah.
Like, the only laugh lines in my theater were when the
Said
character
nope.
said Nope.
Yeah. yeah.
You said it.
Yeah.
You said it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
There's a line where Daniel Kaluuya's character goes, "Nope," like 3 times in the movie. That was my.
Nope.
It's funny the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's getting a little too much.
Yep.
Interesting.
Well, that's our review of Nope. Neither of us liked it that much. But I might see it
I
again.
didn't know if I was gonna see it. To be
Thanks,
honest with
Rory.
you, it didn't really
Thank you,
interest
Rory.
me. Thank you, Rory. Didn't seem too interesting to me personally.
All right, I think that's took us to the limit.
Yep.
Nick, you want to do the outro?
Sure will. All right, make sure you guys like and subscribe. Turn those notifications on. We'll be back here on Wednesday on the Patreon. 1 o'clock sharp, Eastern time. Be there, be square. Good morning, good evening, good
Good night.
night.